Hi everyone, so this is a quick tutorial, very much a kind of crochet along type tutorial where you can see all the steps that I'm doing to make this tiny little crochet tree with this set of jasmine puff stitches. Comes out with these little stars and it looks really complicated, but it's actually really simple and it is quite quick once you get the hang of it. So I think it makes a really good Christmas gift or Christmas bunting, or just something to hang on your tree that you've made yourself. And it's a really good one for practicing your tension on crochet as well. So enough talking there, and let's get started. So to make this little tree, what we're going to do to start off with is make a slip knot. However way you normally do this, I do a little crossover, and then you have your slip knot ready to go. Don't make it too tight, leave it nice and relaxed. Then what you want to do is yarn over, pull through to chain one, and then the next time that you have your hook here, you're going to pull through like this to pull up a longer loop than you normally would. And what I would do is I would go a bit longer and then go even a little bit longer because it encourages you to keep it looser. You're going to yarn over and go into that space, yarn over, pull through, pull up to equal the first one. So you're pulling through like that, okay? And same thing again, you're going to come over, you're going to go into that space, pull through, and then when you pull up the yarn, whoop, all the way up. Okay, so here we've done this 3 times. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hook at the moment. You want to yarn over, go back in, yarn over and pull through, and just pull up that last one as well. And then this time you're going to be pulling through all of them. So you're going to yarn over and pull through, but when you go to pull through, put your thumb and your third finger at the back there and hold that piece of yarn. Hold it just there so you've got some tension. And then pull all the way through like this. And the bit you've been holding is still there as a little loop. You want to go back into that, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, single crochet. And that is your first little puffy stitch. Okay? So we're going to make 5 of these. So the way we make the next one is the same way we made the first one, but I'll just show you where to work it. Do a chain, pull up so it's nice and long, and then yarn over and go into the space at the top of the puff stitch. Just there, work into that space, yarn over, pull through. So we're going to go 1, then we're going to go 2, and then we're going to go 3, pull them up nice and loose again. Same thing, you're going to pull through, but you're going to keep hold of that yarn with your thumb and your third finger, and that will let you come back, come over, pull through, single. Okay, so that's your 2 puff stitch. So you're going to make 5 in total that are like that. So we'll just work through this next one. I'm just going to get some more yarn out of the bowl. So that's 3 times. And then again, hold, pull through, grab, pull through, and pull through. So I'm going to do that 2 more times off camera, and then we'll meet when we have 5, okay? So to start the next row, we're going to start making another puff stitch, but it's not quite the same. So I'll show you. You go through and make your normal chain 1, and then you pull up a nice long loop, okay? And you work like you're doing a normal puff stitch, like you've just done 5 times. So you go back in 3 times. But don't finish it. Don't close it off at the top like you did before. Instead, catch your yarn again, and we're going to work into this one, so the space between the last two puff stitch. We're going to go back into that middle space, and we're just going to do the same thing we've done for the other puff stitches. So again, you're going through 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to put all of these together. Okay, so you're going to, as usual, you need to hold this bit here. So you're going to hold that yarn, and this time you're just pulling through a few more loops, try and get the angle there. You don't necessarily have to do it in one go, you can work your way through gradually, and then you come back in, you catch this, and just like you did before, you put in that slip stitch, and that is the start of your next row. So that's 2. Now the next few times we're going to be putting the puff stitches combined into the next 3, but this is your new one, so there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. Same as before, chain 1, chain 1, and oh, let me just get that there. Chain 1 and pull up your yarn. Do your puff stitch, 1, 2, oh, got a bit tighter there, just watch that, 3, okay, then we go into this one, the next one just there, we go 1, 2, oh, it's the one where it starts to get a bit tighter, so just watch and wiggle, make sure you take the time to wiggle your yarn up so it's not too tight, and then we're going to still not pull through yet, we're going to come into the next one. So this is going to be between your 3rd and your 4th puff stitch. 1. We're going to go 2. And then we're going to go 3. Okay, so now you've got 1, 2, 3 clusters. You're going to hold the yarn and you're going to pull through all of these. And what I normally find is that you can get through the first 2 okay, and then I need to reposition my hand a little bit and just grab it to get it all the way through. You don't have to do it quickly, you can do it slowly. So this is your cluster of 3, your first cluster of 3. And then we're going to repeat doing 3. So we're going to go up, back into the space you just made. This is your new starting one, and 3. Then 1. Oh, and it just unlike what I'm doing, just make sure you leave yourself enough slack, because it's annoying when you suddenly have to tug on your yarn. Okay, 2, make sure I wiggle that up, and 3, getting a little bit tighter, so I'm just going to watch it on the next one, make sure I don't get too tight with these. 1, 2, 3, pull that all the way through, same thing again, hold, pull through, oh, almost dropped that one there, perfect, still made it, almost dropped this yarn, not quite, grab it, make that single crochet. There's your second cluster, so these are the first 2, and this is your first cluster of 3, your second cluster of 3. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then you'll do 1, 2, 3 in this very last one. So we've got 2 more sets of 3. So just so you can see where I'm working each time, let's just do them together. This one here, same as before, just now you're between your second and your third original puff stitch on the row below. And you see there, I've just accidentally looped as I pulled through, so I'm just going to undo that one. So sometimes when you're trying to keep them loose, you can end up going under the other one, so just watch that. You'll probably just spot it afterwards. It doesn't really cause a big issue, but 3. Okay, I'm just going to make sure I wiggle that up again. Oh, I'm getting it stuck. Let me just sort out my yarn. Great, that's a bit better. So then wiggle that one out of the way. Same thing again. Yarn over, pull all the way through. That's through 2, that's through 3. Perfect. Oh, I've drifted off camera a little bit, apologies. And then we're back over here. Okay, last one, 1, 2, into this original chain. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here, this very first slip stitch that you made your puff stitch in. 1, 2, oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yarn over, pull through all 3. Got through 2, good. Third one there. Grab my little loop, make a single crochet, slightly tighten that up. Okay. Okay, so then for the next row, once you're here, you want to do your normal turn around and then work into this first space and go 1, 2, 3 like normal, and then go 1, 2, 3, and work through just the first 2. So you're just doing 2 joined puff stitches to start, okay? And then you're going to start working your sets of 3 again. So once you've got the idea, you can scale it up, scale it down quite easily. Pull through here, go 1, 2, 3, and then work into this one. 1, 2, 3, and then work into this one. 1, relaxing my tension a bit there. 2, 3, and hold, hold. 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, hold and pull through. That's set 3. Okay, so then let's go like this, do another set of 3. 1, 2, 3, into here, oh, definitely got a bit tenser there. Let's see if I can wiggle that up, and then into here. Okay, pull through. Oh, I got my angle a bit wrong. It's the loop. There you go. Okay. So, very last one is going to be here, here, here. Oh, 3. 1, 2, 3. Release some yarn. 1, 2, 3. And actually, normally I'm quite a tense crochet stitcher. When I first learned, I used to crochet really tight, and I've had to gradually work on improving it. And this is a really good one to practice keeping things loose so that you end up with this nice kind of flat surface to work with. So there, you finish that row. That one is done. That will get nice and even when you go around the edge. It will continue to start to curve in. So with each row, obviously you have less and less to do because we're working up to the point of the Christmas tree. So now we start the next row. You always start with 2. Okay, and the second one. Excellent. All the way through. Pull it up together. Let's work on the next set of 3. There we go. Next one. Oh, little starting tails making a comeback. And here. So on this one, you're going to have 2 sets of 3, I think. Oh, I'm going to just restart that one because it went a bit wrong because I reached over to do the yarn. So let's go 1, 2, 3, that's better. Pull all the way through. Oh, I actually got that one in one go. That was quite satisfying. And then pull that together. One, 2, 3. And then the very last one's there. So this one again, just make sure you don't over tense at the ends. I think probably the end ones are the most important ones not to over tense on because they sit up the side. So you want them to be long enough. So then we go, oh, pull all the way over. I'm feeling that one's not going to make it. There you go. Okay, so that is really nice because now you can see the full stars that are forming that make this look so pretty. Next row, chain, turn. So for row 4, we're going to pull up and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Always 2 at the beginning. Pull through. Grab the tail. Come over. Make a single crochet. Yarn over, pull up, work that next puff stitch, work into the next one, and then this one's your final one for this row. And then I'm just going to wiggle that a bit more, that's better. And then pull that all the way through there. All the way through there. Oh, got him a little start spinning around, that's it. And then come back to that loop. Put it through, pop, single crochet. Just do a little kind of like stretching out if you need to. It should come out pretty flat actually, as long as you're keeping it relaxed as you go. And then I'm just going to sort out my yarn. Okay, row possibly 6. I stopped counting. Okay, so next row, pull through 1, 2, 3. Second one and last one. This is the top of the tree. Pull through, catch, secure. And there is your point at the top of the tree. Okay, so in theory you could stop with this if you don't mind a slightly wobbly tree. I think he's kind of cute. But I like to continue working around and make a little edge. So normally the best way to do this is when you start off, chain one, work into the very top one once, okay? Like that, so you're down the side. So that's in your top space. And then we're going to work down the side, so you work each of these little holes and the puff stitch. So for the puff stitch, if you look, you'll kind of see that there's almost like some loops that sit a bit more on the inside. So I normally grab one of those loops and I put in 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets roughly for a puff stitch. If it looks a bit bulky, you can do 1, but normally 2 is pretty good. And then that's the same here. There's kind of this, but look, there's a slightly like, I'd probably maybe go for this one. Let's go for that one. And possibly like, oh, that makes it a bit loose. You can work into one just slightly below, like wherever looks neat. If you go into one it doesn't work, just take it back out, change it for another one. So this row is forming down the side, right? 1 there, 2 there. Oh, just picking up other parts of the tree. That one there. That's looking pretty straight. Actually, I'm quite happy with that. So let's see, is there a little like internal one here? This is quite chunky, this one. I might just go for this one on the outside. And then let's do the same as we did on that one, slightly higher. Let's grab 2 different ones just so it's not too bulky. And then one in there, so that's pretty good. And then one here. One here, that one's it's quite little, that one. Might not need 2. No, let's put one more because I don't want it to be too tight at the sides. Now when you get to the bottom little corner here, so where your slip stitch is, when you work into this corner, put in 1, put in 2, and put in 3, and that will just work. It will make a more pointed edge. Then you can tighten it up a little bit there, and then you can work your way along the base. 1, 2, and 1. That one will do. 1, 2, and 1. Okay, just check that's not coming out too bulky. No, it looks quite okay. 1, 2, and 1. Let's check that. 2 and 1. And this one is the last puff stitch bit. Let's see, I think I'm going to pick up, let's pick up that one. 1, 2, oh, gone on to 2 there, I don't like to do that. 1, 2, this is your corner over here, this little corner. So 1, 2, 3 to walk around the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to continue that this side. I'll just meet you back up at the top. Okay, so I'm back up. I've just worked down this side, just check out the point and the edge coming up. That all looks fine. And then, oh, let's get these sleeves sorted. Okay, so I've worked all the way up this edge now, so that's looking good. What we will do now is work into this top point where we started with 1, 2. So that's your 3 point at the top, and then you can just slip stitch into the next one. If you want to go do like an invisible join or anything like that, you can. I normally put a little bow at the top, so it doesn't quite matter what you do there. If you just clip it off, So let me just find my scissors. Clip off that end, and then you can just weave this in down the edges and weave in this yarn tail. And what we'll do, so once you've got your cute little triangle, if you want, you can add a little stump down the bottom. So approximation of the middle. Whoop. So that is actually falling right onto that stitch. So I'm going to do 5 stitches. I'm going to go 2 either side. So I'm going to start, so that was the middle one. I'm going to start in this one. I'm just going to stick my hook into that one. So remember it's there. And then turn around and just pop it back in. And then grab your little brown tree yarn. You can start with a slip knot on, some people do. I tend to just pull it through and hold the tail. And then you can start, once you're holding that down the back, with a slip stitch. And then I tend to do a single crochet into the same one and work with this, put this under as you do it, and then you can tighten up that first one. But then also you are securing that yarn tail as you go. 3. So, oh sorry, I'm just doing single crochets. I forgot to say, just started crocheting automatically. So single crochets, you're literally just going one in, yarning over, pulling through, and pulling through there, which is nice and easy after doing all the big jasmine puff stitches. So then, when you get to the end, yarn over. I think I'm going to do, you know what, you could either just do a stump, you could reduce it so it's almost like it's coming in, but actually I might just keep it simple. I might just go 2 rows of single crochets to make a neat little stump or trunk, whatever we should call it. And then that's going to look really cute at the bottom there, like that. So I'm going to go cut off this yarn tail, and I'm going to weave in this one and this one here into the bottom bit. So this one you just want to weave obviously back into the brown. You can literally just take it along that row. And this one has come from that direction. It's basically already, it's already woven in. I'm going to do one little last run in the opposite direction just to tidy it off, and then those ones are done. Okay, so that is your little tree, and if you get a little bow to put on the top, I think that is that's what I've done with most of mine. It's what I did with ones last year, and I'm going to get some more this year, get some little golden bows or some little red bows and add them on, and you end up with this cute little tree. And then I've got some other ones underway. Still got all its yarn tails, etc. This is a slightly different yarn, so that one came out because it's a bit thicker, a little bit bigger. And this was annoying me because I had a little puff stitch that I dropped. If I can work out how to get that yarn in place. This one's also quite nice. So a slightly larger yarn, you're going to end up with a slightly bigger tree, or you could do larger multiples across the bottom and work your way up and do more sets of 2s and 3s. So here he is next to the little sparkly Christmas lights I've got up. I think he looks really nice. I'm going to make several of these, and you can use them from lots of things, and I also think they make a really nice gift as a tree ornament as well for people, and they're so quick and easy to make.